Hello, everyone! Whoop, that camera isn't supposed to be there. Hello, everyone! Hi, welcome to our penultimate episode of Black Flag, our Upscallion campaign. I am Simon at Wandering DM, and today I will be playing Nathaniel Ashworth, the traitor.
I mean, are you just
The Funtime loyal crew member.
blinded
That
by
doesn't
love?
work.
But before we begin, before we introduce our cast and all that, I would just like to thank our sponsors for today's game, starting with Magen Press, the makers of the 5th edition supplement called Dark Matter. If you like to play sci-fi fantasy, you should definitely check out store.magenpress.com. And while you're there, why not use code WanderingDM to get 15% off the Dark Matter handbook? Our other sponsor is Found Familiar. Great coffee, great company. You should definitely check them out at foundfamiliar.com. And again, use code WanderingDM for 10% off. You should also check out Roll20 at roll20.net if you want to play TTRPGs remotely during these times of quarantining. Roll20 is an incredible platform that lets you play a bunch of different RPGs on it. And of course, our partners through the Diceomancy program. Sorry, I'm doing two things at once. Level Up Dice. You should check them out by clicking on the purple torch down below or the link in chat. We gave away our first set of specially branded D6s last night during our finale for Cyberpunk Red. And we'll have other sets to be given away over the course of this year and next year, but the amount of which is dependent on how many clicks we get on the torch down below. That said, let's go and introduce the rest of our casting crew for today. We are missing one Josie, so Nathaniel's life has no meaning. So we'll begin with our navigator, Quentin.
Keep forgetting that sometimes I go first on this. Pirates and stuff. We have gold, but apparently nobody cares about it. There's a demon, and then another demon, and a spooky guy, possession, something, I don't know. Pirates. So I'm Isaac Brown, and I'm trying to not manifest a demon, I guess. So stay tuned, and you can see how that happens.
Up next is our captain, Alyssa.
Ahoy! Yes, it is I, your captain, playing Captain Renata de Rochefort today, supporting Isaac in the cause of not summoning any more demons and doing something with the gold that I'm 90% certain is cursed that we have, but mostly just trying to be the mom friend to this crew of miscreants, rapscallions, the usual.
And our last player for today is our resident witch, Shauna.
Hey, I'm Shauna. I'm playing Corinne, the former ship's witch, but her relationship with her beloved had a falling out and is complicated. Also, she's a mega traitor, so hey, there's nothing bad's gonna happen with that, I'm sure.
I just want to point out that Nathaniel has called himself a traitor, Corinne has called herself a traitor, but the only one of you that has actually committed an attempted mutiny is Isaac.
To be fair, if Nathaniel's a traitor, it's Corinne's fault, 100%.
I mean,
And
that's true.
And of course, to tell these stories of betrayal, we have the Fates in the form of Deirdre.
Hey y'all, welcome back. It is our penultimate episode. Last time, there was some conversations, some confrontations, some attempted hidings, some interesting beings appearing on the ship, providing comfort, conversation, differing opinions. Then we ended with the conversation between Nathaniel and Steve, where I guess Steve bonded with Nathaniel. A lot. There was bonding. He thought that they bonded really well. And then Nathaniel suffered a small possession moment. And then he comes back to himself just in time to watch Josie toss aggressively barrels into Port Royal, one of whom had an Isaac in it. And we ended with the barrel of Isaac rolling through the dockside away from the ship. Nathaniel, following said barrel of Isaac. Then Josie, following Nathaniel, carrying 2 extra barrels, following the barrel of Isaac. And the captain, looking for her flask, realizing that Isaac had her flask last, so then she was following Josie with her barrels, and Nathaniel with a sword following the barrel of Isaac. And that's where we'll pick up as everyone is back in Port Royal. Sun, the sounds, the detritus of human misery. And Corinne, you walk up on, well, you were reading a book. And it had some information for you in it. Some you may not have enjoyed, a kind of description of your...
Oh, I see.
Ugh, I apologize.
Blessings.
Ragweed is horrible.
Blessings on our fates.
Thank you. The fates will remember this. Which had some information on your beloved, including his name. His name of Sezath. And apparently his numerous love affairs. Well, and the desire they frequently had to infiltrate and subvert the affections of young, impressionable women, having them turn to him and eventually turn traitor to their own to become a even more willing, better sacrifice for his powers. You know, sacrificing virgins, so overdone. They don't actually have anything of power, but one who has betrayed their own. So much juicy torment in that kind of soul. Then, you felt a little odd. As in, you felt something break behind your neck. Like you felt like you cracked your neck hard.
Oh.
And then something broke. But you're not hurt. You're not bleeding.
Yeah, she has an idea what. She has to go find Nathaniel. So, like, I think after a little while, after kind of wallowing in her feelings and discovering, like, her beloved's Sezath. Screw that, I'm not calling that name. I'm not calling him beloved. He doesn't deserve it anymore. Ever. She recalls the state that she put Nathaniel in. and the mission that she sent him on, she might have to do some cleanup. So, her book in hand, and she'll need to find the whereabouts of the ring because we need to get that thing away, put it away so no one else can find it. So she's gonna take her book, leave her cabin, and go above deck and try and find her crew.
You come up on deck just as you witness this Looney Tunes-esque trail of your friends, crew, former friends, disappearing into the dockside with Beryl rolling, Nathaniel running after with a hand on his sword, Josie running after with 2 barrels and a very big, her big swingy. The captain shouting something about, "You still have my flask, you asshole," and running, following. And that's what you see. And then you see Steve kind of has come up from the other side of the other ladder to below decks. And he kind of sees you and his eyes get real wide.
Steve, we will talk later.
Why? I didn't do anything.
I'm in a rush, and she'll kind of like run after her crew. She has like just the most uncomfortable look on her face. She knows most likely this is her fault. Whatever's happening further on the dock, and she'll chase after them.
So, we'll pan the camera to the front of this chase. And that being Isaac rolling in the barrel. Isaac, you heard the confrontation between Nathaniel and Josie and the captain from inside the barrel. You then heard Nathaniel leave. There was this 2 strange figures who showed up. Apparently one of them was the figure that Nathaniel released from the bottle. You you hear again a soft, a feminine voice full of slight anger, and you can almost just see, even though you can't hear that, you can hear that crossed arms and tapping her foot on the edge of the deck sound that's coming out like, oh, somebody done screwed up and it's not me this time. And then you hear Nathaniel leave. The captain and Josie have had, are basically sighing in relief. There's, they're in the final approaches moments as they start tying lines to the deck and to the dockside. And then all of a sudden you hear Nathaniel come up next to Josie and say, "Hey, Josie, how are you?" And Josie says, "I'm fine. It's all fine. Just a moment." And you feel yourself being picked up and chucked aggressively as the barrel starts rolling down this dockside. And I need for you to make me a roll. A very particular roll.
Sweet.
And I need this open so I can make sure I have it correctly. I need I need you to roll. I need you to roll plus vinegar. Because you were just chucked violently in a barrel to the dockside and are rolling aggressively down a hill. So I need to know, how you're doing.
How much vomit's in there?
You know?
Just enough.
That's some good rum you're vomiting up. I just want you to
Oh.
know that.
Because the rum is now officially gone from that flask, by the way.
The rum is gone from the flask.
You need to wash that flask.
It gets washed.
So you are free rolling in this barrel down the dockside. You have lost the contents of your stomach barely, but you've managed, like, it kind of like choked you up a little bit, but you're not violently all over your pill itself. What are you going to attempt to do, sir?
When I hit something inevitably, that's when I'm going to activate my superpower and try to escape. So like, if the barrel like explodes when I hit something and I'm just like laying there, I'm like, ugh, stop time, and then I'll try to run somewhere.
So Nathaniel, what you see is the barrel rolling in front of you, and all of a sudden, you know, it's rolling pretty steadily, and then, because you had the one barrel that exploded, you left on the dockside, then this barrel is still rolling for a bit, and you see it just kind of ram into the side of a cart. It's being filled with, you know, burlap sacks of various trade goods. You're not 100% sure what's in them. They're just, you know.
It has to be a fruit cart. Just.
Oh, no, it's not a fruit cart. Not at the dockside. That would be later. There might be flour in these. There's flour in these sacks. And the barrel hits the wheel of this cart with enough force that the wheel gets knocked off, the barrel explodes, and couple of the bags of flour fall off, and emerging from this barrel is a now flour-covered Isaac. And you see him he's about 20 yards in front of you.
I will walk up to him. I don't draw my sword yet. But Isaac, we need to talk.
Very busy at the moment, Nathaniel. I just need to go that way for quite some time.
I don't think you should, Isaac. I think we should talk right now.
No, Nathaniel. It's very busy. The fate of the world is on my footsteps.
The fate of the world is probably in jeopardy because of something you stole, Isaac.
I stole nothing.
Then why are you hiding in a barrel?
It's the fastest way off the ship. Have Josie throw you.
And risk concussion. Come on, Isaac, I'm not an idiot.
Let's be honest, it's not the first time I've had one.
No, it's not, and it probably won't be the last. Now, all I need is for you to give me the ring. I know you have it. I know it wasn't Steve.
What? It's exactly who it was.
Isaac,
Nathaniel.
give me the ring.
You see, there's just one problem with that.
What?
Oh, look, a bird! And I want to stop time and try to run.
Well, you have to roll for it. Ooh, with an 11, you get to choose. You do stop time for 1 minute. Only you and the people you choose with whom you have rank are unaffected.
I choose the captain.
Okay. For 1 minute, you have the ability. Right now, everything stops. The sounds of the dockside, the carts, the ships, the birds and seagulls crying for leftovers and or attacking, dive bombing everybody on the dockside. Everything stops. Nathaniel stops, and only Isaac and the captain are moving.
I can't imagine that this is anything the captain was expecting. So this is like internal screaming intensifies moment. It's just catching up to them, being like, "What?"
So
is-
yeah, Captain, I can explain everything.
Okay.
My whole entire life is just a whole pile of luck, and I can't explain how I do this, but it just happens. And I need you to take the ring, and your flask is empty. And
You just take off running.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to. The ring won't fit in the flask, but I'm going to put the flask back where it goes. I'm going to slip the ring with it. And I think I'm just going to gently turn Nathaniel so he's not looking whichever direction Isaac is running. Just like 45-degree angles, switch him around so he's kind of looking away. Where will I find you? How will I find you again, Isaac?
It'll just happen.
Oh, goodness.
And as we watch Isaac run off into the dockside, time restarts. Everything restarts. The music, the birds, the calls of various vendors. Nathaniel is now you are now staring at something else other than what you were staring at 30 seconds. Well, from your own perspective, a mere moment ago. Nathaniel is no longer in front of you. The captain is standing next to you, and you were pretty sure the captain was at least another 50 yards behind you.
I think the captain's gonna pant like she's out of breath, like she's been running super hard and just, oh my god. Oh, that was... Running is the worst, Nathaniel. Running is the... Oh, Jesus. Oh, sorry, Lord's name in vain.
Captain, Josie's life is at stake. I am not playing. Where did Isaac go?
I don't know. He was here a second ago, and by the time I caught up to you, he was gone. I don't know. I would expect a flower trail, but all I see is a lot of... I'm sorry, I need to sit. I am not as young as I once was, and so Josie's in danger? I don't...
Nathaniel's gonna, stop listening to the captain and just look around, try to find, traces of flour.
They're real obvious. There's a lot of it around here.
Oh, Jesus.
But there is an obvious trail leading into the city, into the town, away from the northern docks where you've been, north towards the warehouse and along this dockside here.
Then I am going to follow. Give me a second. Hey. Get off.
So Isaac is running. Nathaniel is following, ignoring the captain. Oh, and...
Hello, baby.
Oh.
But I think the captain will stop the charade and just be like, Nathaniel, please explain. Just wait 1 second. What does this have to do with Isaac? If Josie's in danger, why are you hunting down our ne'er-do-well navigator?
Still running after Isaac, Nathaniel would just shout out, because he has the ring!
The ring? What ring? Oh, Corinne's ring?
But then, I'm running, so I'm not answering the rest.
Yeah. I was just like, oh, why is everyone running? Can't anyone just sit still? Talk.
And I think at that,
All right, I'm
that
gonna
moment,
keep following Nathaniel.
I think at that moment, as you're feeling this moment of frustration of why do you keep running? Corinne runs up behind you.
Corinne, are you also chasing? Running's the worst. Can we? I assume they'll find each other. I think it's gonna go poorly if Nathaniel and Isaac find each other. But do we have to run? Can we walk slow?
We need to stop Nathaniel. Captain.
He just said he was after your ring, and then he kept running after a flower trail.
This is my fault. I can't. We don't have time to explain this. Just come on.
All right,
I'm
all
afraid
right,
he's gonna
all
do
right.
something.
All right.
We'll hash this out once we stop him.
Okay. All right. I have an idea, and it's not a good one, and I'm not looking forward to doing it if that becomes necessary, but I'm going to hand Corinne one of my extra pistols and just be like, tuck this in your dress. We might need it.
She'll kind of wince a little bit, like once like you say we'll need it, it's like, and she'll hold it with her book, her new book. You never see her carry before. So.
As much as the captain wants to be like, books? What book is this one? And also, why am I trusting Corinne? I thought she wanted to end everything. And it's like, this is just, at this point, my whole goal now is just protect Isaac from Nathaniel. Because I think Nathaniel would easily best Isaac in a fight. And at this point...
With how I've been rolling this whole campaign, I don't think so.
Oh, that's true. We've all had our roles. But, you know.
I mean,
Nathaniel
I made most of my XP through failure.
Nathaniel is also better with the sword than Isaac would be. And we'll just say he's had a rough couple of months.
Well, we shall see.
Can only stop time so many times.
Yeah, that's true. But I think as we're hurriedly following, I'm gonna ask her, and it's like, so is everything okay, Corinne, with you? Besides, you know, the whole... You don't seem mad about the ring anymore.
It's not a concern anymore. We're still in trouble, but that situation has changed.
I think the captain's just gonna trust some intuition, which has been in her benefit for most of her life, that Corinne is... had a change of heart and seems to be good. And I think we're just gonna keep pursuing this insane chase that we're on.
So this chase is continuing. There's now a big gap between Nathaniel, the captain and Corinne. There's a smaller gap between Nathaniel and Isaac, chasing down the high street, or not the high street, this street near the Admiralty Court, running by the King's Warehouse and the Admiralty Court, down through the dockside of Port Royal, the royal seat of the governor of Jamaica. There are a number of sailors, drunken louts, you've moving into the truly wastrel dockside taverns have given way to slightly more better, and by better I mean just far enough away from the dockside that they might actually be frequented by people other than the scum of the universe. You see a couple British Navy men at a couple of these taverns as you're running by, Isaac. Their uniforms are very distinctive. There are a number of upper class, merchants walking around. A couple of them you shove through, get very frustrated and kind of annoyed that you've caused them to drop whatever. There's one or two fruit sellers, market vendors who are now screaming at you because you've, A, made them drop their product, and B, covered them in flour. So you are running. Where are you running to?
So I want to go towards the governor's mansion.
All right. So you're running down and down. I need both you and Nathaniel to roll me plus blood. Or hold on, let me make sure that's the roll I want from you. Sorry.
Sure it's not Spitfire?
No. Nope. It is no, it's vinegar. Roll me plus vinegar. You both are tripping over things, and things are just kind of, you're moving into a much more densely populated area. Port Royal is not a small town. This is a seat of the governors. This is the major port on the island. Numbers of people are going through here. You've run into a couple people by this point, and it's slowing both of you down. But by Nathaniel, you can still see Isaac. He is definitely in sight of you, and the gap isn't getting any wider. It's just you're not getting any closer at the moment. And you see him run into the right about here. In front of the governor's mansion. And you see this, the large houses are getting bigger. There are more carriages and horses you're trying to dodge. You see Isaac trip and fall and land in, you both barely avoid listing into the piles of horse excrement that are in the roadway. I can't hear you, Simon.
Oh, I was muted. I will call Isaac out by his full name. Isaac Newton Asimov, get your ass over here.
Brown. You forgot the Brown.
Oh, wow.
Isaac Newton Asimov Brown.
What a name.
You hear this yelled loudly through. A couple of people have started to turn and look at you, Isaac. And someone says, a figure in a very, very dirty uniform, kind of, says, I know that mod. Isaac, you owe me 50 quid, you asshole. And then
he has it.
There is another person who just kind of like running at you now. He's like, I'm gonna get my money. As apparently Nathaniel has drawn attention to you, and therefore you now have an extra person. Isaac, you make it to the governor's mansion. What would you like to do?
How many, so like outside of the gates, like how many guards are there?
There are 2 guards outside of the gates that you can see, like outside the doors to the property, or where the driveway goes in, not up to the house itself, and the mansion, which is both the house, the residence of the governor, and in town, and the place where he does most of the business of the day.
Who's the king right now? King George, King.
Technically, you don't know that answer yet, but for as far as you're aware, it's King. Well, no, you do know. You've all made the decision. It's William of Orange. Has married William and his beloved wife Mary. William the Second. William of Orange. He's not William the First, because William the Conqueror is William the First.
So, I run up to the guards and I say, "Oi there, you serve King William, do you? Why, I'll give you a piece of my mind." And I want to, like, drunkenly, like, throw a punch at one of them.
Okay.
Intention not to hit them, but just to be like, all right, you, like, to the drunk tank.
So you want to get arrested is what you're going for here.
Yes.
Nathaniel, I will let you act. You are still a few yards behind him, but I will let you act because as you watch Isaac go and try to drunkenly fail at swinging at this guard.
I will try to restrain Isaac. coming up behind him and trying to grab like both of his arms like under his shoulders. Apologies, sir. My compatriot here is completely drunk. We celebrated his wedding anniversary today, and well, last night, and he kept the party going until the sun rose up. I'll take care of him. He's raving at the moment. He's raving drunk.
So
That's a hoodwink.
that is a hoodwink. I need you to roll a hoodwink, please.
If you could fail, it'd be super cool.
Well, it would help if I rolled 2d6 instead of just 1. And, is the guard... No, I'm not gonna try to woo the guard at the same time. It would put me at too much risk. Wow! Fuck you, game.
So here's what happens.
Well,
You
least
come up to try and restrain him, and you give this passionate speech. Unfortunately, Isaac is still trying to pull out of you. And you, as you are valiantly trying to hold him back, he actually does, you see these guards who are kind of listening to you and are going for it, but he manages to just pull off and hit one of them as you're pulling him back. And so the two of them decide, no, Roy, that's it. Both of you, you're under arrest. And they both go, they shout for the other guards, and they both try to grab both you and Isaac at the same time.
Oh, I go willingly. I'm like crowd surfing with them, like, yes.
Oh, wait a second.
So now the two of you are arrested and are being taken in. This is happening, because this is... And Captain, you see like 4 guards converge on your 2 crew members, pulling them into the governor's mansion.
Have we heard Nathaniel's lie?
I'll say that you heard him try to say something. You're not sure exactly what he said because you were
Pretty,
behind.
yeah.
And it's not quiet.
I think I'll look at Corinne. I'm gonna look at this situation and look at Corinne again and be like, do you trust me?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you have in mind?
Well, I have 2 options in mind, and one of them is to go and either plead to get our crew members back, or it's to fire a couple shots behind into the crowd so that way the guards forget about them and go see what the shots are. So I guess the option is, do we want to play begging wives as our gambit, or go fire a shot into the crowded street to see if that will get the guards off of them?
We don't need 4 members in, especially since some of us are wanted. Let's give option 2 the
You want to pretend to be
or the first one, yes.
begging wives.
Then we can
Okay.
take drastic. So at least try.
Okay. Fine. And I think we'll
Which I think before it's like which one.
oh god. I don't know. Rock, paper, scissors to see who can do. Just like,
As the 2 of you are doing this,
Oh, no.
we're going to pan back to the other 2
Oh,
who are
no.
being dragged into the governor's mansion. They are on the property and being dragged into the guardhouse at this point. So,
I would like, as the guards are like
just
grabbing us and beginning to move us, I would like to use a flourish.
Oh. Yes.
Here's why.
okay.
If I succeed, I can twist fate.
Reduce all of them.
Well, you can twist fate anyways, if you wish.
Yeah, but I have to roll a 10 plus normally to twist fate. Ooh, someone gave me advantage. Thank you, Popcorn Lizard.
No, I mean, you can roll. You can always attempt to twist fate.
Okay, because it says twist fate as if you had rolled a 10 plus.
Oh, when you flourish, that means that there's no consequences.
Okay.
So, because that's what it is. If you flourish as you're attempting to twist fate, and then you would automatically roll a 10 plus, as if you would, and therefore there would be no consequences. Otherwise, you could always roll twist fate, which is plus Spitfire, and then on a hit, you get to pick one of the options. On a 10 plus, you have there isn't any negative, and you don't have to spend any luck.
Oh, okay.
If you miss on a twist fate, then I get to choose the consequences.
Okay. So here's
you
what
can-
my
but if you-
flourish. Yeah.
Yeah.
What I want to do with my flourish is I want to basically, and it's I don't know if Isaac has the ring or not. Okay. But if he does, I want Nathaniel, as we're getting grabbed, to like get into a sort of a kerfuffle and manage to slip his hands down, like to pat Isaac very quickly. If he has the ring, palm the ring and shove it in my bum.
Oh, okay.
So if he
Okay.
doesn't, Nathaniel is gonna be like fucked, but at least he will know Isaac doesn't have it.
Okay.
Is there a roll to feel up crewmates?
Yeah, what do I roll to
He
feel
has
up
to
a
roll.
crewmate?
He has to make. He is making a. He is flourishing, which
The
in this
dude's
case,
me.
I'm gonna roll it as it's like a strike. So roll plus blood.
Okay. And just to make sure, I will use Popcorn Lizard's advantage to negate the disadvantage I would normally get
Yes.
for.
So you will
for-
negate this.
Yeah, so it's a
So
straight
you're
blood
rolling
roll.
straight. Mhm.
13!
You are struggling against, and you make it look perfect. You're struggling against the guards who have captured you, and you're like trying to still pull Isaac out, and Isaac is 100% convinced that you're still trying to fight him, and he doesn't quite know why. But Nathaniel, you are very good with your hands.
I am.
As many people on multiple islands throughout the Caribbean can attest to. You search him very quickly. You find a very rusty dagger, some notations and papers. You don't find any jewelry. Is there anything on your person, Isaac, that is unique to you that you would not have otherwise shared?
I mean, I got some weird maps.
But nothing metallic or anything like that. Nope.
A spyglass, or
Ooh, you
maybe
find-
something else.
You find the spyglass in his pocket, quickly, and then just kind of dismiss it. But he does not have the ring on him at all.
I'll just, as the guards are like bringing us away, I'll just look dumbfounded at Isaac. Like, you don't have it?
I'm like, normally, I charge for that, but no.
Where is it?
And the two of you get shoved into a cell at this point. And just the door, you hear the door, the heavy, like, great metal door.
Are we in the same cell?
Yeah, the two of you got shoved in the same cell.
Okay, you know this, like, fight when, like, people are going like this? Like, that's what I'm
Fights?
doing.
Oh, no.
That's what I'm doing to Isaac. What? You're supposed to have the ring? You stole it! You...
Didn't steal it.
Then where is it?
I don't have it.
Josie's
Josie's what?
she's going to die.
From what?
I don't know.
Then technically we're all going to die.
But you and I sure we're gonna get hanged.
No, we're not gonna get hanged. I've done this a bunch of times. Look, if you need to escape someone, just punch a guard. You get thrown in here for a little bit. Someone will pay your fine. We'll get out of here.
There's a bounty on my head.
Maybe you should have let me go.
Maybe you shouldn't have stolen that ring.
I didn't steal it. Steve did.
That little piece of shit.
What, did you already talk to him?
Yeah.
He's a very good liar. Very good at skullduggery.
The moment I get back onto the ship.
So, look. Corinne told me she's going to release a demon and we're all going to be in eternal darkness serving it unless we know Corinne and she likes us, and then we'll be spared. But everybody else will be fucked, right? And she needed this ring to do it. And I was like, Corinne, don't do this. Like, it's not that cool. Like, you know, we could steal a bunch of gold. Like, that's fine. But there's a lot of innocent people out there that, you know, we could steal from eventually. But, you know, making them serve an eternal Dark Lord doesn't seem that cool. So I was like, don't do it. And she was like, I'm gonna do it. He's my beloved. He's so good to me. And I was like, you could do way better. Like, look at me. And she was obviously repulsed by me. But I had to stop her for my own personal... I mean, if you want to kill me, that's... I can't really stop you or something. I was hoping the guards would stop it, but we're here now. So those are my motivations. I was just trying to save the world. To the best of my knowledge. And I don't know why Josie's gonna die. I thought Josie was the most capable member of protecting the stuff that we had.
The way I see it, Corinne is our only hope at stopping Steel. And if we don't stop Steel, he's going to kill Josie.
Do we know he's going to kill Josie? What if we just do like a mission or a favor for him?
I don't want to
No.
fucking work for him.
Just one.
No.
Sounds a lot easier than killing him.
I would rather kill him or die trying. But right now, I'm probably going to die in a jail cell from freaking dysentery.
There's probably worse ways to go. Not many, but probably. Look, Nathaniel, you just gotta have faith, all right? We'll get out of here. Look, it always happens. Like, I've been in jail many times. I've even had the governor super pissed at me. Got off scot-free. 0 consequences.
And on that line, the camera pans back to outside the door where the captain and Corinne are doing rock, paper, scissors for... Who are we arguing for?
I think we're arguing to see who basically gets the short straw of Isaac, I guess. I don't know.
Wow.
We're just debating.
Yeah.
I think we're just debating, and eventually, like, they keep like rock, paper, scissors. We can't both be scissors. We can't both be rock. And just finally, the captain's like, you know what? it's more believable if you take the more put together looking man, because you are a lady. I'll be Isaac's fake wife for this moment.
That might actually work. I'm pretty sure Isaac is terrified of me at this moment.
Yes, but what good husband isn't terrified of his wife? At least in every marriage I've ever seen, that seems to be the dominant feature. All right, you ready?
Yes. She'll take out her yeah, she'll just like get ready. Just like, okay. Like her face is already like the makeup's already kind of run. She's been crying for like minutes, so she already looks upset.
I'm gonna grab a handkerchief, a nice lady's handkerchief, probably stolen, probably with a nice monogram, and I'm just gonna immediately start blotting my eyes and, get to the door and say, please, sir, the guards have taken our husbands and we're just, they've been drinking for hours and we couldn't find them, and then we saw them get captured by the guards, and I'm sorry, I'm not usually this emotional. We would like to be able to bring them home and get them to sober up, to see by the Lord's way, pray over them and everything. Just trying really hard to make myself look like I'm crying, even though the captain's like, I don't shed tears for nothing.
The guard who approaches you is a slightly older gentleman. Seems... You can evaluate him pretty quickly, Captain. He definitely looks like this has been a thing that he's done for a number of years. He's like, well, I apologize, madam. If your husbands were taken by the guards, I would need their names, and then I would be able to inform you of where they are. I cannot just release them, I'm sorry. This isn't like the city guards. If they were taken by the guards here, then they were considered a threat to the governor, and the governor must therefore decide their fates. But I can make sure I know where they are, or I'm sure it won't be any problems. And he's like trying to be kind, but he's also a guy. It's like that level of kindness of like, I'm sorry, your life sucks. It's not going to get any better, but...
All right, well, then this is a good moment for command. This is actually, wait, I have this black tongued as my advanced move, and I think instead I'm gonna use that and sort of, I've essentially shown my cards. We're trying to get these boys out. And that is currently the obsession, is figuring out what is going on with my crew. And so I get to roll plus polish to not only get the blackmail I need on this guard, but to
to find out what it would take to get like what you need to get in.
Yes. And I think, I do still have an advantage.
Yep. Right now, you're the only one with an advantage left.
Mm-hmm.
But do I want to burn it now or save it for the finale?
You might get lucky, and more people will give you advantages in the finale.
That's true. I'll burn the finale. I'll burn my advantage. So here we go. 8 is what we're looking at.
Okay. Thanks, Simon. On an 8, he is disgustingly honest. You're looking at him up and down, and you are aware that this man is a career, like, civil servant employee. He is a guard. He has been a guard. He's actually a good quote-unquote guard. Like, he does his job. He doesn't get into fights. He is of relatively he might be a shift captain, but he's not like any real high power here. He knows his job and he's doing it. You could maybe convince him. You don't think you have there's no blackmail you can hold over him to force him to do contrary to his actions, right? But you might be able to,
Yes.
you might be able to convince him to let you see the two of them, but you don't think you can convince them to. He's not going to go contrary to like what the letter of his rules are. He is a very hidebound person.
That's fine. I think I'll take that. That it's just like, even just to see them, to know that they're okay. You have to understand this is just so hard. I love, she's struggling. She's like, I love him so much. And
I think Corinne at this point will pretend to we'll just do like the comforting thing. It's okay.
I
just-
I
Their
need you
fault.
to roll
just
hoodwink.
like, she's like
need you to
trying
roll
not to
hoodwink.
laugh.
No, this is.
Like, I was going to let you
I
go
love my
without
crew.
it, but then you said, I love him so much, and you're talking about Isaac.
Of my crew, that's not a lie. It's just that sometimes. All right, it's still plus polish, which is still my best number, so it's another mixed success. I just can't roll better than an 8.
Success.
It would, but this is okay. So your deception
You know
works.
what would be funny is works too well.
Your deception works too
I've
well.
convinced myself.
No. It's
Method.
worse than
Oh,
that.
no. Oh
And
no.
It's worse than that. He starts leading you in. He's being very conciliatory, and then he's asking which of these two gentlemen are your husband, which one, And then when you point out Isaac, he turns and looks at you, goes, "Oh, madam, I'm so sorry. Are you sure?" Is there like he starts consoling you and wanting to try and help you find, it's like, is there anyone we can send for you? I understand that this. He's not worth it, madam.
Oh,
He's
no.
and like he's
Maybe
he's
he
trying
needs-
to.
Maybe he
She's-
needs time in the jail. Maybe jail will do him good.
It's like
Oh,
that
no.
level
I
of
think
like.
behind.
It's like, are you? He seems. This is such a horror. Are you all right? And he's honestly convinced that you love Isaac beyond what would to ignore his faults, and that he's like, maybe if we sit down and have some conversation. And he's not that good for you, madam. If he was arrested for assaulting
Oh.
governor's guards, we can work this out. I'm quite sure, but maybe we should, perhaps sending him away for a while. He's like trying to talk you out of like
And it's
being
just like, no,
concerned
I
for your husband.
I just think I can fix it. She says this from behind the handkerchief because she's crying, laughing about this. If you wouldn't mind giving us a moment.
Or right, of course. And he sets you up, but he again is a good guard, so he makes sure that you can't. He sets you up in front of the two of you up in front of the cells. He's standing far enough away that he can't hear you, but still close enough that he would be able to intervene if you tried to reach through the cells or we're trying to break them out for any reason. Does that?
Yeah.
And there's no one. So now the four of you are in this room. The guard is watching and paying attention, but at the same time, he's not listening, right? He's.
So this is an interesting situation we found ourselves in, is it not? Handkerchief in front of face.
It would appear so. I really don't want to let him go.
What's going on here?
And I'll just whisper, it's like, we said we were your wives and we're trying to think of a way to get you out, but they do have very good guards here. Short of paying a bond, I don't know how we're getting you out.
Oh, Renata, how my heart aches for thee.
And she's gonna put the handkerchief back over her face.
I'm sure a convincing kiss would prove our love for each other.
And true love knows no bounds. It cannot be kept in a cell. You just like, all anybody can see above the handkerchief is like the tears just kind of rolling from the laughter. She sounds pure hysterics. Not unlike me in real life right now.
How close to the bars is Corinne?
It's pretty close to the bar. She's like right next to the captain.
I'll walk up to Corinne and like hold the bars up and get my face as close as I can to hers and whisper, "He doesn't have the ring."
That doesn't matter anymore.
What? But Josie.
I'll speak to you later. She looks upset. But we'll talk about this. We have to get you out first.
So
You're
this
gonna
is
find
just... I'm in here for nothing?
things changed. Nathaniel. I'm sorry.
I assume that the guards took all of our stuff when they shoved us in here.
They took your visible weapons. I mean, like, you're wearing a sword on your hip. They kind of pat you down and took your guns and your weapons.
Would they have taken the bracers?
Ooh. Interesting.
Oh.
Huh.
Oh, that's
Roll. Here. High, low.
If what I choose is positive, then I will choose low because I've been rolling low. No, you're rolling. I'll choose high.
Okay.
Fuck this game.
They took they took the here's the thing, they left the bracers. They took one of them and they didn't seem to pay much attention to it. There was this moment of like, and because literally what they did is they shoved you into cells trying to prevent, just we're done with you. So they took the visible weapons and like they saw the bracer on your right arm and were like, oh, that's like they thought of that as an immediate weapon. They did not take the one on your left arm.
Okay. Ladies? Shove
Yes?
the guard. How many guards are there?
There are 3 in this room, one who's actively paying attention to you,
shit.
your friend, the slightly older gentleman. The other 2 seem to be like standing to the side and like writing notes in a book, a ledger. It's like, at this hour, we were attacked by 2 drunken louts. We took their swords and a dagger and something that looks like maybe a pipe and their armor, and now they're in jail. Their wives came at this out. That's what they're doing.
Yeah.
They're not. Those 2 are not paying any attention to you. Only the older gentleman who brought in the captain and Corinne are paying attention to you. But
Yeah.
again, he's not listening. He's just watching to see if you do anything.
Yeah, but there's 3 of them, so if I try to do something, like, I have to be very, very sneaky.
Yes. Yeah. I would argue that the captain and Corinne are like huddled as close to the bars as we're allowed to be. I'm like trying to play my part, so I'm like trying to. It's like I want.
What
But it's
are we
just like,
doing?
I don't know how we're gonna get you guys out, but
Sir Guard.
Yes, my name is Thomas, if you're asking.
Sir Thomas.
you- Not a sir, but thank you. I do appreciate the honor. And might I have the pleasure of your name?
My
And
name...
and you just see him like that look of like, finally, I can do my job.
My name is Count Esteban de la Cruz.
Your lordship.
I believe myself and my low-born friend here
Never
have
met this
been
man.
wrongfully... Isaac? God fucking...
Just
Long.
I
go with
believe
it.
I've been wrongfully imprisoned. I tried to do my duties as a noble man of honor and tried to help this drunkard. This filthy, smelly drunkard.
He tried to abduct me. I'd like to press charges.
Not
He
to
wasn't abducted.
embarrass himself in public. To prove to you, good sir, that I am indeed a man of high society compared to this drivel. Might I interest you in some words of poetry?
Ah.
Roll me hoodwink first. I will give you a +1 on this because
I succeed!
you do. And he looks at you and he goes, "Not a problem, your lordship. I definitely understand. There's obviously been a miscommunication of some sort. However, if you and your charming lady wife would care to accompany me, we will, of course, provide you with much better accommodations. This whole matter can be dealt with in a mere moment." And he is not officious in a like brown-nosing way, but in a, well, other people done fucked up and now I have to fix it kind of way. You know? That level of like retail manager who's seen the retail employee actually screw up with a customer and being like, "Oh fuck, now I got to deal with this kind of bullshit," and he actually has a reason to be pissed. Fuck. And now he's coming in and he's being very cordial and appropriate as he goes. He unlocks the door and he opens it enough and definitely does one of these to bow you out, but not Isaac.
Oh, no. I mean, Isaac says that apparently he's comfortable in a cell and all that shit.
Oh, no.
yeah,
So-
Isaac, we're trying to get you both out. Way to screw it up with your own stupidity.
How... So he's instead going to open the door to let me out and bring me to, like, better accommodations, right?
Yes, he is opening the door and he's trying to gesture you forward. And assuming that Corinne is your lady wife, he's like being polite.
Yeah. Are our weapons and everything else on the table with the two guards?
Yes, he's. Please, of course, take your. I cannot, sir. I must grant you. And he like waits for you to exit the jail cell.
Oh yeah, I exit the jail cell.
Okay, then he'll close it behind you and he'll walk over to the desk and he'll kind of look at the other two like, "Fuck you guys, I'm going to yell at you later, but I can't do that in front of the highborn." And picks up your sword and turns to you and says, "Of course, sir, I offer you your parole."
You froze.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
We're here. And then, sorry, that just did something weird. Are you okay? Are we all good?
Yeah.
He'd turn and tell you, "Of course, sir, I offer you your parole and offer you the weapon."
I would take the sword. I would, like, take my time to buckle my belt. Pick up the other bracer. Put it on. I need to know exactly the positioning of those two guards in relation to me.
Hold on. I'm going to do a very quick thing. Because apparently this is a thing. We have a desk. We have... This is my very quick drawing, people. Sorry. Because,
That's a rectangle.
Hold on. It's...
Oh shit,
we
there's a
have-
bigger rectangle.
We have a... That's Isaac.
Okay.
Here's the captain.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to pick a very nice kind of red for the two gentlemen who are working over here behind the desk, because I know what's going to happen to them. I'm going to pick a very nice, like, green for the guy who's about to retire, you son of a bitch.
You know,
He's there. Then this is you. And Corinne, where do you want to be placed in relation?
She's on Nathaniel's arm, I think, trying to be the
There.
What about the
There you
guests?
go.
What about the guests here?
So
Y'all cleaned up. Y'all dirty.
yeah, you've got the big kind of like holding cell with Isaac and the captain kind of behind you about 20, 30 feet. This is not a big space. This is literally just the guardhouse off the governor's mansion where they're just shoving people until they have an opportunity to do something with them. You have the desk, you have the very nice guard sergeant who's trying to do his job, poor schmuck, Thomas, and he's, turned and offer you the sword. The other two are standing there kind of younger, late teens, early 20s. The Thomas is in his 30s. He looks a little rugged. He does have a sword at his hip, and the other two both have swords, but you don't see any firearms.
So they're out of arm's reach, basically.
Well, yeah, because he brought you over to the table. They're on the other side of the table. And, like, the door is here. Here is your door. That's your door outside. Do whatever you wish.
Yeah, I'm going to go behind, because, I'm a highborn, so they shouldn't question what I'm doing. And go behind the desk to talk to the other two gentlemen. Just extending a hand forward and say, "No harm done, gentlemen. You couldn't have known. I am dressed rather peasantly at the moment."
Peasantly, but with flourish and style.
Why, thank
Still
you.
a lot of, and there's this look on their face like, oh, we should have paid more attention, because Nathaniel is actually better dressed than most of the people that they've encountered, that they're used to dealing with.
So what I would do is this, and let me know if it's a flourish or not, but basically, I'm clasping the hand of the guard the closest to me, and I'll bring him forward as I switch my balance to be like on my forward leg so that I can reach out and stab the guard in the neck.
Oh my.
And stab the other guard in the heart. Just like shlick.
I don't
Yes.
think that's a flourish. I want to see this, but I believe you have, don't you have, what is your, didn't you take that top advanced move, Big Damn Hero?
I did not take Big Damn Hero.
Oh.
It's my next one.
Okay. No, but you took, which of the advanced moves did you take?
I'm not left-handed either.
Yeah.
Dual.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it.
Okay, so for this, I would say you could roll flourish as a strike. And if you could, if you hit it, you can add I'm not left-handed either to your options.
Okay. So that will be a 9.
A 9 is perfectly fine. And with your 9, you get to choose either the options under flourish or the option, you can add that, or you can You also hit, of course. You strike.
Yeah, what's the harm on these things? I suppose it's like a one harm thing.
No. These are both deadly, so they both have 3 harm.
Oh, how many harms does someone have normally?
About an NPC, 4.
Okay, so I'll use the left-handed either to strike because it's like the jugular and the heart, so it'll be striking a weak point. To deal a total of 6 harm.
Yeah, they're both dead.
And I will hope that the Captain Corinne kind of get the signal.
Yeah, I was about to say.
We know. Yeah,
I think as
Tell
soon as you do that, I'm going to pick up one of probably my nicer pistol and hold it up to the guard boy Thomas. You know,
Okay.
Ditch the handkerchief. Hold out the gun.
So, God, I love this. So this is what happens. The 2 poor young souls, not long for this world, didn't know what they were doing, are fully convinced that they are being very conciliatory and are starting to apologize to the dear Count Esteban de la Cruz for their failure in recognizing him and his status by his attire because they were too focused on the flower-covered asshole who was trying to hit them. And they're have absolutely no feeling as they go and reach for your hand, and it is a pure moment of just and the 2 of them are dead. And in the same moment, Thomas, because it's stabbing someone in the jugular and then pulling the blade out is a very quick and messy thing to do. Thomas has now started to pull for the blade, and we see this. The captain comes up, just turns nonchalantly, drops the handkerchief, has a pistol, and you're pointing it at the back, like resting it on the back of his head.
Oh yeah, right at the base of the skull. And I'll cock it just to make the effect and be like, no.
Fuck. And he kind of like puts his hands up. So I assume you're going to kill me as well.
Yeah, most likely, but first things first. Let him out.
Fine. And he reaches for like the keys that he had put on the desk and just sighs and walks over and opens the grate.
Hello.
If you're going to kill me anyways, may I ask a favor?
Sure.
I mean, this is the 6th time we've arrested this asshole, and he turns around and just decks Isaac in the face.
You know.
I figure you're going to kill me anyways, and I wanted to get that down. As he then finishes unlocking the door and opening it.
Oh.
No hard feelings.
No.
Ask him to strip.
Oh.
Danielle, this is neither the time nor the place.
Ask him to strip. And
Isaac or
I'm
the guard?
stripping the other 2 guards before there's too much blood on their stuff.
All right.
At least the red coats.
If you insist, Nathaniel.
No, Isaac.
Not you,
no.
Isaac.
Oh.
Not the time nor the place, Isaac. But, dear Thomas, if you wouldn't mind.
He starts taking his jacket and breeches and uniform off.
We basically just need the coat and the breeches.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He is diligently doing so. So as this is happening, he is slightly older gentleman. You have his coat, his breeches. He is, as you observe, actually relatively in shape for a gentleman of his, lifestyle. He's in his late 30s, shorter, like dusty brown hair, chiseled jawline. He's about Nathaniel's height and has some musculature on him. He doesn't just sit behind a desk, he does actually do a job.
Captain,
It's a
if you
pity.
just want to knock him out, that works as well. We can leave him here.
Memory loss does happen. See, I only remember him arresting me 3 times.
We'll talk later, Isaac, and I'll pistol whip and knock him out, I guess.
Isaac
I'm
laughs.
not even gonna make you roll for that. Done.
Isaac, I think you're at 3 favors for me now. Unless this counts for 2, so then 4.
Captain, I must say, that was very nice of you to rescue me again.
Yes, I've rescued you how many times? Again, 4 favors. 4
You
favors
might-
you owe me.
You might say I'm swooning.
All right, put yourself together. Put yourself together, man. We need to get out of here.
So, yeah, and we have 3 guard uniforms.
Well, I think between the
Like-
captain, Isaac, and Nathaniel, we can wear the uniforms and just escort our lady Haley out.
Corinne's like 5, like very, very small. How much she can fit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The captain's like 5'11". She's a tall
Mhm.
lady.
Yeah.
She can wear one of these boys' guards
Mhm.
uniforms.
So, who is taking Thomas's, sergeant uniform and being an authority?
Nathaniel, you're the closest fit to him. So why don't you take charge in this situation to get us out of here? And then we need to find safe haven in Port Royal to talk all of, just gesturing at all of you, all of this out. So if you've got somewhere we can go.
The ship.
Fair. Fair. All right. Then lead us out.
So, you leave. You've got. What do you just leave Thomas on the floor? Is that it?
We'll tie him up.
Okay.
You know.
You walk out of the guard station, the guardhouse. You leave the governor's mansion. You're walking back towards the ship, the 3 of you dressed as guards, Nathaniel slightly higher ranking guard. A couple people kind of like nod politely, a few others, bow slightly to someone of obvious rank going through town, even if they don't know exactly who it is. But, of course, if they're much lower rank, they're still required to acknowledge the rank in front of them, above them.
Yes.
And you're making your way back from the governor's mansion along the Queen Street, along the market, the high street, and going back towards the ship. And as you're leaving the governor's mansion, you hear the rattle of a carriage approaching, kind of after you.
Come on,
But,
people, let's go.
Let's go.
That's where we're going to take the break for the afternoon.
Oh,
Ooh.
shit.
Ooh.
All right, then. We will be back in a few moments with our daring prison break and Nathaniel not knowing what's going on. Stick around, everyone. Grab something to drink, grab something to eat, stretch your legs, and we'll see you in about 5 to 10 minutes.
It's all Nathaniel's fault, chat.
Hello, governor. We're back.
No. Mm-mm. No.
I love it. Do it.
I like this new direction for Nathaniel's character is that he's now some kind of Cockney dilettante or something.
Bad Cockney.
A very bad Cockney.
So as you are leaving, you hear this carriage pull up behind you. You hear a number of people get out, and then, but nobody seems to respond to you. Nobody reacts to you walking further up the street. You would notice, and it'd probably be about this time, Nathaniel, that you would realize Josie isn't with you. And she hasn't been with you since you randomly lost Isaac and you realized the captain was right in front of you when she shouldn't have been.
Captain?
Yes.
Where's Josie?
No, she's...
She was with you, but she's not.
She had barrels that she was... I'm not gonna lie, a little bit blacked out after the whole realizing I needed to chase you to get you away from Isaac. Admittedly. But she was behind us.
Okay.
We're in enough of a disguise. Perhaps we make a slight detour and go see about where the barrel situation started and see if we can find any trace of her before we go back to the ship. Also, maybe we shouldn't go to the ship dressed as British soldiers. That might cause problems.
No, but we can at least go back to the docks dressed like this.
Yes. I'm saying go back to the docks and see if we can figure out what happened to Josie.
Maybe she's waiting there.
Could be. Could be. All right, yeah, we'll make our way towards the docks and sort of back to where this adventure started today.
So you make your way to the docks, and you are there. You're here at the... Oops, wrong thing. Here at the North Docks. You see the remains of the mad chase through the streets, Flower, which there's still hints of in Isaac's hair. The coat is covering most of it, but there's a lot of flowers still in his hair. There you see, people recovering and, things have been going on, but you do not see Josie anywhere.
No signs, no footsteps or anything.
Yeah, well, not after the time you spent in trying to get the two of them out of the guardhouse.
Which city was Steele's mentioning?
Havana.
Havana.
But he has connections here in Port Royal, so it's not out of the realm of possibility that some of his people are here and spotted her.
You are close to your ship. What would you like to do?
For my part, ditch the costumes at some point.
Yeah, I think ditching somewhere. I wouldn't totally ditch them, but I don't want to go back onto the ship wearing them. If that makes sense. Because it might be useful to have a British Army uniform around.
Oh, certainly.
Yeah, like we can fold them and just bring them onto the ship. But,
Yeah.
like, not be dressed as one.
Yeah.
Well, I suppose that the bigger question for us then is, no matter what, we're taking off these uniforms, but should we go... The last time we were here, we went to the old church, and that was where we found a lot of information on Josie. But it may be risky for us to go back over there.
Yeah, because we broke in there and left some bodies.
But my other thought is we could resolve all of this tension, kind of gesturing at Corinne, Nathaniel, Isaac, before we go find Josie, or we could go find Josie. And Isaac, you have flour in your hair.
I would like some explanations. Just a couple.
Fine. At the ship.
Aha! Throw the coat off.
So you make your way back to the ship without the coats, but you keep them?
Mm-hmm.
So the captain's keeping hers. Nathaniel, are you keeping yours?
I'm gonna take it off and,
But you're going to keep it,
Yeah.
not just throw it away. Okay. You make your way back to the ship. You would notice, maybe not Corinne. She's a little stressed about a lot of things that are going on. The captain would definitely notice that there's an upsurge in the number of British, patrols going around the dockside. At the moment, they don't seem to be stopping anybody in particular, but you just see a large number of them, armed and moving. These aren't like city guards or anything. These are actual infantrymen. We're carrying muskets and swords. As they're, patrolling. They're a little bit obvious. Nathaniel, I need you to roll me a D100.
For no reason.
Just a D100. Just the.
is a 78 any good?
Yeah.
I need you to roll me a D10.
Oh.
78 guards recognize you.
Is a 2 any good?
The silence is terrifying.
You are making your way back to the ship, and you've walked onto the ship, and you feel odd. Between the step up the gangplank and the step onto the vessel of the ship, you feel something shift. Like you're not in the 100% control of what's going on, but you're still mostly in control. It's almost like autopilot. And you keep walking and following the captain and Corinne to where are you two going to have this conversation?
I think for the sake of privacy, just the captain's quarters.
So you feel yourself following to the captain's quarters, but you're not in control. And then you get to the door of the captain's quarters and you step and you don't feel out of control anymore. It's like you are back in power again.
So what's going on?
That is my question.
Same.
Corinne looks incredibly uncomfortable. She's she has that posture. She's not sitting down. She's kind of pacing. She has where you cross your arms, you're holding both elbows. It's like that.
Wherever the captain's standing or sitting, I want to be behind her.
Are you using me as a human shield?
Don't worry about it.
I think as soon as the captain realizes Isaac's standing behind her, she's gonna let it go, but she's gonna turn around and try to flick flour out of his hair because it's just.
I'll take care of that. Just.
Yeah.
I need to know what's going on.
Yeah, so do I. Also, why are you standing behind me?
Because they tried to, plunge the world into eternal darkness and stuff.
All right. and just holds a hand up, not trying, like just trying to like wave him off and keep him quiet, but like probably hitting him in the face on accident a little bit. Just like kind of accidentally like being really like it's gentle. It's like this is more
on
gentle.
purpose.
Accidentally on purpose being gentle with Isaac in his face, which is a weird thing. It's just like, why am I doing this? This is just happening.
There is no one around. Your quarters are pristine.
A shock. Usually it's quite messy in here. Corinne? But I guess the short way of putting it is, what the
Yes.
fuck?
Yes, I have not been truthful nor particularly loyal to this group. I assume that Isaac told you.
That you were
And
going
that
to
I need
plunge
the
the,
ring.
world? Yes. Yes. You're going to plunge the
I-
world into eternal darkness, and everybody that's loyal to you is fine, but you were going to turn on the crew, and I think that covers it.
That
It's almost like she wanted to mutiny against the world.
And I'm just going to turn around and like put my hand over Isaac's mouth. Just go, shh.
she's in a bad enough mood that she'll kind of like give you dagger eyes for a little bit. That is as much as I would repute otherwise. It is correct. I intended to release my beloved so we could be together, and the state of the world was not a great concern, nor flagrantly the safety of the crew. I had intended some were fine, some I intended to sacrifice. And it pains me to say this, Nathaniel, being trusting me, that included Josie.
But you told me that was the only way to keep Josie safe.
She like breaks eye contact and just like doesn't look at you. It's like, I am sorry. I took advantage of your feelings for her, and I thought there'd be no other way for me to get to Josie, get her trust, and through you. I needed to free him. And I didn't care who I hurt or what I did. And that's why I needed the ring. I also need the ring, because that was part of the sacrifice.
Oh.
I had intended to sacrifice Josie, Isaac, and our friend in the hold.
Dr. Pikachu face, just right here.
Which is, by the way, still behind the captain's hand, so she just feels your mouth change and she's like, oh, right. Corinne, some of this sounds past tense, if I'm honest. Like, perhaps it is a willful optimism or a neglectful sort of worldview to think that you have had a change of heart.
While I sent Nathaniel off to get the ring, I was visited by an entity not unlike the one that was in the treasure hoard. And given that, she'll point to the book. And it came to my attention that I was being used by the demon. I was meant to be the traitor that he had no feelings for me, and I was merely a means to an end, and that I was not the first.
The captain will reach into a particular cabinet, takes a little fiddling with a lock, pulls out a very expensive and very nice bottle of rum and a couple of glasses for everybody, and just pours around and says, Corinne, you are not the first woman, which hands one back to Isaac. You are not the first woman to be duped by the charms of somebody and used for their own ends. And I have a feeling, unfortunately, you won't be the last either, but...
And it dawns on her when she was speaking that when you said that, it's like, oh no. He's gonna do it again.
I don't just mean your...
I suppose.
But, yeah, there is much of that will be the case.
And as a consequence, I may not have the means to, nor maybe I had in the first place, to deal with Ignatius Steele or the like. I may even be more of a danger now, having spurned the demon, who you know is powerful, and that surely will not take this betrayal lightly, being so close to being released.
Well,
Get another.
she'll pour another. I was saving this bottle for a good day, a celebration or something.
Technically, this is a very good day.
I
was
meant-
sacrificed.
I meant more like a wedding or, childbirth or adoption papers being filed. Things like that. But I think this is as good excuse as any to have this. I suppose that your demon will not take kindly to not being released after all, but he's been trapped for this long. What's a little longer?
Yes, apologies don't seem enough, and a lot of my items are tinged with corruption, with betrayal. I don't need them, so if you want me off the ship, I can get off the ship at a moment's notice. I have survived. And I think I probably should survive longer if I need to go home. Considering I'm not going to be as much use as I was before. And having someone who was so really ready to sacrifice, lie, manipulate to get what she wanted, I can understand why you wouldn't have someone like that on your ship.
Well, I think that is a very extreme reaction, and
I intended to kill some of you.
true. You did, and you were prepared to bring harm to this crew. I can't find an enemy to banish you, though, Corinne. You are still part of the crew. I cannot deny that what you've done is a massive betrayal. But you are not the first person to make a foolish choice for love or some such similar feelings. You will likely not be the last on this crew.
So that just begs the question, what now?
But now, indeed. Nathaniel, what are we going to do with you? You were pretty prepped to do something that a number of people on the crew have expressed an interest in, but have not been allowed to do, which is kill Isaac. I would assume.
I wouldn't have killed Isaac. I just wanted the ring to protect Josie.
If there's any ill will from that Nathaniel brought on, it is my fault. I knew what I was doing. Setting him on this path.
And Captain's gonna pull the ring out of her coat and put it on the desk.
Son of a bitch.
I think Corinne has a visibly, like, uncomfortable feeling on her face. Like, she is. You saw her, like, you've seen her, like, hold that thing close. She is repulsed by this right now. She, like, just turns away from it.
Which brings me to a question. Ever since we agreed this thing, this pact between the two of us,
Yeah.
there's been I haven't been myself.
Oh, it might be. Blood has power, names have power, and what we did, the pact, may have opened you up to the power, some of the powers that I treat with and use. And not knowing how that would work could have let something in, could have allowed you to see that side. Because I know you've talked to me about the mirror and seeing a different face. I unfortunately don't have any idea what this is. It could be possession, it could be a number of things. But as I unlock this, I will look into it and get to the bottom of it. Because whatever it is, it's been plaguing you and seems to have the volition to talk to you or want to contact you or to let its wants known. And if it has that much of a hold on you, we should find out as soon as possible.
Because it needs to stop. And Nathaniel would look at the ring.
There's nothing in there that will help.
No, but for all of our sakes, then I would advise you keep it away from me.
Oh, I absolutely am going to keep it away from the two of you. That's not the question that I have. I suppose the question is, does having this ring put a mark on our back for Ignatius Steele? Or is Josie the mark on our back? Because one thing, if we get rid of it, could potentially free us from this blight of a person, and the other...
I think we have a
don't wanna-
mark, regardless of whether or not we have this. We've stolen from him. We've taken many things, many powerful. That's not the only item of power that we have.
No, I had a theory most of that stuff was haunted, powerful, cursed,
And we've taken
what have you.
Yes. I'm pretty sure he would like to have his daughter back at some point.
Well, that's not going to happen. She is an autonomous person with her own thoughts and feelings, and those thoughts and feelings seem to be pretty in line with staying with us. So unless she chooses to go with him, I see no reason not to defend her choice to
That
stay with us.
brings me to something else.
Oh, God.
She may be flesh and blood like the rest of us, have a soul, but compulsions work the same, living or not. If any of his agents would just simply walk up to her in order to do something, I don't see a reason why it wouldn't work still.
Well, shit.
I thought her becoming human would...
The type of magic that we do, names are powerful. Real names are the most. If you know someone's real name, you can make them do almost anything provided you have enough power and the right means. Man of that could still do that, living or not, no matter what the being that you release did.
Yeah, your friend, Nathaniel, is he... whatever, I don't know who they are, but are they... Can we trust your very handsome friend?
Our prisoner?
No,
Oh, the other... I don't know. He's not my friend.
Josie seems to think that you kissed this genie friend of yours.
I've
And,
also kissed a good number of people that I have absolutely...
You
no
haven't
feelings
kissed half
for.
the people on this ship. My point is, your gin friend showed up on my ship out of nowhere. And there are far too many haunted and spiritual things that I frankly just do not understand. And gestures back to Isaac. This one apparently is also pretty... Oh, don't make faces back there. You know what I mean.
Nope, she's lying. Nothing going on here.
You
Isaac.
literally disappeared from the streets of Port Royal.
Isaac.
You are
All
touched
happens.
in the same way, Isaac. Don't deny it.
I
Isaac,
deny
you're-
everything.
Captain's gonna sigh. You are among company that you can trust. I would hope after the number of times I have saved your life.
Captain, I trust you explicitly. I was almost sacrificed.
I've saved your life today. I spared your life when I didn't have to. I saved you from mermaids. Put you on this crew and put you through things.
Were they hot mermaids?
6 out of 10.
You know, they say that they do wondrous things before killing you.
And you'll never know because I punched one in the face to save you.
Much appreciated. All right, what do you want me to say? Do you want me
How
to
much? Tell them the
reveal-
truth. Tell them
Right.
the truth. I don't know what happened today. Tell them the truth.
Every now and then, I'm able to freeze time and space. Sometimes I can, it's just myself, or I can, if I really believe, I can pick someone to also move around whilst y'all are standing still. And that's how I basically have lived for this long.
That's what happened earlier today. It was very weird. There's no sound.
That's something we could use against Steel.
Is he not able to do the same thing?
If so, we'd have Isaac to try to nullify it. I don't know how that works. I don't know how any of this supernatural stuff works.
Me neither.
Know what we could do? We could just find Josie, and then we could just go pirate somewhere else. It's a big world out there.
And live forever under the phantom of Ignatius Steel?
He'll forget about us eventually.
I'm not so sure of that.
We took too much.
I've been avoiding people all my life. Nothing bad ever happens.
Say you avoid people. He's not a person, Isaac.
So what? We want to kill this man?
Yes.
Yes.
If it means not running for our lives every day.
It's what we do.
We can run, but we're also not above killing. It's not out of.
Also,
the
it's not
realm.
running if you have no means of escape. Which we
Fine.
don't.
We don't
But
have a
it
means.
just seems like he might be a little ways up here, and right now we're down here a little bit.
But he's one, and we are many. It's got to have enemies, right?
Certainly.
Shit cat is very in need of attention right now.
Aw. Ghost cat.
Corinne, is there anything we can do against Ignatius Steel?
Knowing his true name would be something that we could use. A man like that has to have weaknesses. Maybe even associated with some of the things that we have. What
Oh,
what means would you have to hide those things if some way maybe they weren't a threat to you, that they were a threat?
are you suggesting we go through every bit of treasure that we pulled out of that cave to see if, in one of those boxes, perhaps?
Yes. I'll go through some of the books that we've taken. Anything that we took from his villa, anything that we could use.
Well, we have his mark and his
Also,
symbols.
if we had a member of that group that he seems to be associated with, maybe they have something. They would know more, certainly.
Hmm.
way we can track Josie? Or should we just go around like, hey, have you seen a very, very strong woman running around? Throwing
I think we need to.
barrels.
I would be a little more subtle than that, perhaps, but that does seem to be the course.
Perhaps Mother can also help us.
Yes.
Oh, we do owe your mother a box, do we
Yes.
not?
Any help? Anything? I
Shut-
suppose.
Yes, we should definitely go back to Mother's place.
Yes. I'm pretty sure staying around Port Royal is probably not to any of our benefits. I'm
Are
pretty
we
sure
just
all of us
gonna-
are wanted.
Are we just gonna leave Josie in Port Royal?
No, we need to find her
Find her.
and then leave.
Leave.
So find her, go back to Tortuga, back to the Gilded Steed. It was a good time. Then, all right. But I would propose not looking for Josie in very obvious ways. I prefer we kept this small and subtle.
You hear a loud rapping on your door.
What is it?
Captain?
Oh, come on in, Steve.
He kind of opens the door, looks at everybody in here, slides through the gap of the door, but kind of like holds onto it.
Just come all the way into a room, my boy.
Okay.
Gun barrel follows him.
Huh?
No.
I said a gun barrel follows him in.
No. Remembering, of course, that Steve is like 11, even if you take saying that he's 16.
No, he's 16. He told me he was 16.
He's
He
like 30.
lies. Surprise. He kind of looks at you all, keeps his hand on the door.
No, just all the way. Come on.
Okay.
Yes!
So
Come in here, Steve.
Be
And he
nice to my
closes
child.
He closes the door and literally walks around to you to kind of like stand slightly behind Nathaniel. Like he's putting Nathaniel between him and the rest of you because he trusts Nathaniel.
What is it, Steve?
Good news or bad news? Or I don't know news.
Well, why don't you go in order of when you heard it? Let's go with that.
Josie found a blacksmith to give her a big handle for the big giant blade she's swinging around.
That's the good news, I'm
Oh,
going
that's
to
what you
assume.
want.
Josie found a ship that would... Well, Josie found a ship and the ship took her away?
What?
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 Yeah.
And what's the other piece of news? Just get to that.
And he kind of like looks at Nathaniel and hands you a letter.
Oh
Honestly,
boy.
I don't know news.
Who's it for?
Nathaniel.
I open it.
You would see as you flip it over a large seal that again looks very similar to the seal you stole from one Ignatius Steele.
Oh. Go.
And cracking it open, it is addressed to Count Esteban de la Cruz.
Well, at least someone knows who I am.
Uh-huh.
I'll read it for myself first.
Do you wish me to share with everyone or? Okay. It is an invitation for you and for a duel because he wishes to avenge his family's honor on your illicit assault upon his daughter.
Oh.
Who?
Josefina. What did we actually say her full name is? Crap, I missed my notes. Where are my notes?
Okay.
Josefina's something de Herrera de...
Yeah, de
Josefina de
Herrera.
Herrera de Sevilla.
Yeah. Because, I mean, I have been with a lot of people's daughters.
In this particular case, he's talking about Josie.
Yeah, okay, so now I know who the father is.
Well, it's signed by Ignatius. It is signed by Don Ignatius de Herrera de Sevilla, and proceeds to go on in a very formal manner. If you refuse to grant me this satisfaction, I will claim you are a craven and a coward and a villain throughout all of New Spain and the world at large, which is the very, very formal beginning of this letter. Almost as if it had been intercepted by anyone else. This is what they would see.
Mm-hmm.
But you notice that there's a little bit of writing at the bottom. It's very small, kind of out of the way.
Says something like, you piece of shit.
No, well, it kind of does, and it says, I know those of your blood have no honor. Assassins only stab in the back. And then there's the mark again for the cross.
Well, looks like I have a date with Ignatius Steele.
Where and when?
Oh, does the letter say?
Usually it says like a week to kind of like give you a week to get to
Yeah, but to get to where?
Havana.
Havana? Okay.
Great.
It's a week to get to Havana, and there's another, like in the bottom note where it said, I know those of your bloodline have no honor. Assassins only stab in the back. My daughter looks forward to watching you die.
Out of character curiosity, we can't get to Tortuga then Havana in a week,
You
right?
could, because Tortuga Tortuga is off of Haiti.
So we could do that.
You could do that, like if you left now.
Okay, then I'm going to propose that exact move.
Because if we look at the map of the Caribbean.
Loading.
Okay, so
Okay.
you are here in Port Royal. Or wait, hold on, wrong island. I need to get a better map of the Caribbean.
See, now seeing a map, I can visualize it, but I have anybody that knows me knows that I have no sense or understanding of geography. In fact,
Okay.
it is always my worst subject.
So this is here, this purple island, that's Jamaica.
Mhm.
And you're at the southern portion of Jamaica. Tortuga is here, off of Haiti, off of Hispaniola in Haiti, and Havana is here in Jamaica. So like you could do that sail, and it's like 3-4 days between each.
Okay. Then that is exactly what I will propose to the crew.
I mean, like if you're on a real cruise ship, it would be an overnight,
Yeah.
Like you could do that in a couple days.
Well, crew, we need to stop by Tortuga and then get Nathaniel to his dates. So let's get the orders. Isaac, I assume you can get us there quickly, safely. Is it not your job?
Is, dear Captain.
All right, then let us make haste. We need to get out. We should see Mother and then get Nathaniel to his date.
We have no time to lose, certainly.
No, we do not.
Right.
And that duel, whatever this is,
A mission to rescue Josie for once and for all.
yes.
How romantic.
How romantic indeed to travel the seas for the woman you love, to fight her very evil father. The ship cat has decided to rest on my hand and I cannot move.
Oh,
Very cute. But also very inconvenient as the captain, as I need to give orders to get everyone together. So
Killing
Let
the
us go.
father so I can be the only man in her life. How very Freudian.
will you be the only man in her life? She does consider Isaac a friend. And he's a man, I suppose.
No. Don't draw attention to me.
I
He's the only one. Think
I don't
of
think-
me as something else.
I don't
gremlin.
think I would be able to be the only person in her life.
Very well. Let us set sail for Tortuga and then also Havana and for love and glory and you know what I mean.
I'm gonna go get ready in my quarters.
Steve kind of follows you out. Nathaniel's heading to his quarters. Corinne, what are you doing?
think, I mean, in the meantime, like, in the spare time that she has, she's gonna have that breakup thing where you burn all the shit that so all the stuff that she doesn't need for resources, she's gonna just burn it on the deck. It's just some sort of like wash herself away from it. But I think she is going to she still has books that she took from Ignatius Steele, and I think she's also gonna since Nathaniel shared that letter, maybe looking up things on assassin, anything related that she could find out why Ignatius Steele keeps bringing up Nathaniel's father. If that might have something that could help us. She's gonna just spend time in her quarters and just kind of keep her mind off things by researching in there, trying to do as much, look through as many of the things possible, see if they could find anything that could help. Because we don't have very much time. Oh, we do have them, man. We still have crew. What are we doing with our friend in the hold?
I have a plan for that. Don't worry about it.
Yeah. Okay. Sweet.
That'll be my Isaac plan, basically.
Mm-hmm.
So Corinne is burning everything that her ex left behind.
Mm-hmm.
We just hear, Eliza Hamilton's burn in the background.
I'm pretty sure everyone, it's clear the deck. This is we are burning demon shit. It is spooky, and Corinne's not in a great mood. So
There are a number of people who just get out of your way. Canary just keeps kind of watching you, standing to the side. He's got 4 buckets of water next to him, more in case the fire gets out of control, but he's not interfering in any way. So we'll let the burning of everything that's, not important. Nathaniel, where are you headed?
My quarters.
Steve is following you. And he waits until he's far from the captain, from Corinne, from anyone, and then when he sees you enter your quarters, he kind of like knocks hesitantly on the door.
What do you want, Steve?
So, to be fair, I only lied when you asked me the first time if I stole the ring. Didn't lie the second time.
You still lied to me.
I lie to everybody.
I know,
Like-
it's pathological in your case.
It's life-saving? What's pathological? Is it what's that word?
Right now, kid, the only thing saving you is your age.
Okay. I have other news, but it's just for you and not them.
Then spill it out and don't lie this time.
I'm not gonna lie, you're kind of cool, and you didn't stab me, so you're kind of like a friend, I guess.
Kinda.
I mean, that's fair. The letter had something else in it.
So you opened my mail.
I didn't open the letter that was on the outside. Well, there was an envelope on the outside. I didn't open the inside part that I knew was for you.
What was it?
And he reaches behind him and pulls from his pocket a lock of dark red hair tied with a red ribbon.
I snatch it from his hands.
And this, and he kind of hands you another envelope that's been opened, and it's like a bigger outside envelope that looks like somebody had so like, and on the front of it it just says The Swallow in very, very fancy filigree. It's like, I didn't know who it was for. I'm like, I'm part of The Swallow, right?
Yes, you are.
So, okay.
Give it here.
And he hands it to you.
I'm gonna read it.
There isn't anything else in here. There you can see where like the letter had been inside, and obviously somebody had put the lock of hair in this other sealed letter after the fact with the other one.
Mm-hmm.
There is just a impression. There's something there, but you can't see it. There's like words that are there that are missing, and you know it. You may have like seen Mother Patience have done this a few times with information she didn't want anyone to really see. It kind of draws your mind back. You can see like impressions of where a pen was, but there's no ink or no words there. At least not that you can currently see.
Shit, what was it for invisible ink again? Lemon?
Mm-hmm.
We probably have lemon aboard because, you know,
Well,
scurvy.
No, no, no.
Absolutely, we do.
And you would see it with what? You would use lemon for the invisible ink, but then what would you need to see it with?
Google. I don't remember if it's a flame.
Yeah, it's a flame.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I wasn't sure if like there was more than one type of and before I chucked the shit into the fire. So I'm gonna warm the paper up, not burn it.
Yeah, traditionally you would like hold a match or a candle behind it so it heats. And do you do this with Steve there?
Yeah, I'm gonna show him how to read invisible ink.
because he is absolutely riveted by this. He's like, this is cool. Can we do this? We should do this. Honestly, this would be the best thing. And he's just like, you are showing a 11-year-old boy the coolest thing in the world at the moment. And he is even more convinced that you are the greatest thing in the world. Because everyone else on this ship is creepy in a lot of ways. And then there's the captain, who is the captain.
My son, you betray my feelings.
You're also been mad at him for the last 4 days, so...
Yeah, well, he's been a shit, too. So, you know, it's just like a real parent-child relationship. Let Uncle Nathaniel teach you the cool art thing. That's fine. But Mom is still going to be the one that'll clean up all your boo-boos, bandage all of them, and also teach you how to drink properly, because Mom is an alcoholic.
After I'm done showing you how to read invisible ink, Uncle Nathaniel will show you how to pleasure a woman.
Uncle Nathaniel can wait on that one.
Maybe show him books about that?
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah, we all knew. We all knew.
He is 16 years old. While he is old enough to figure these things out for himself, I still want him to wait just a little longer.
Here, I have this book called Pornhub.
Okay, moving on. And his immediate answer, he looks at it and goes, you know, I've seen all of this, right? And puts it back.
Stolen that book before? No.
No, it's like, whatever. Street kid. This is not the weirdest shit he's seen. But he is riveted on this flame of light that's coming through here. You see other words. Nathaniel speaks what languages?
Nathaniel speaks...
I thought English and Spanish, right?
Yeah, English and Spanish. That's it.
Okay. It's definitely not English. It looks like Spanish, but older.
So it's not Portuguese?
No.
Does it look like Latin? Because he would recognize it because of his escapades at the coffin.
Yeah, you would recognize Latin. This is not Latin. This looks like Spanish. It's just older dialect, and there are a couple of words that seem not quite from the same language. You can get the impression, however, it's it's like bullet points, sort of, right, and a list, and it seems to be an instructions to someone, and you definitely can the one word that's very obviously not Spanish or part of this older dialect of what you might kind of get the impression is kind of like medieval Spanish or slightly older than that Spanish, maybe the difference between Castilian.
The difference between what and what?
A province in one portion of Spain versus
no, it's because
another.
You cut off. You literally cut off. So I heard like the difference between
Castilian.
Okay. And what's the other one?
And you know, from like Barcelona versus Madrid.
Catalan?
Yeah, Catalan and Castellano. You know, they're very similar. It looks like Spanish. You can kind of get the impression they're directions and like steps. It literally says, take her, bring her to me. The word that isn't in Spanish is assassin. The assassin will feel my blade. Be prepared. They all will die.
Be prepared. Okay.
Follow them. It's like, these words are not meant for you.
No, they were meant for Steve.
Yeah.
Who gave you this paper?
A drunk.
Do you remember where he was?
Bottom of the gangplank. Left side. Smelled almost as bad as Isaac when he spent time in the pigs.
Could you bring him to me? Or could you bring me to him?
Sure.
Let's go take a walk, kid.
And the two of you will walk off the gangplank as the captain is hurriedly preparing the ship to leave. And he points to a guy who's literally sitting on a barrel, like a crate, like maybe 5 feet from the ship, drinking heavily.
You there.
Aye, sir. Sir.
Who gave you this? And I show the envelope.
Fancy Spanish.
Do you recall how he was dressed?
Fancy Spanish. He took that boat.
And I figure it's a ship that's leaving.
Well, you see a large galleon having left, yeah. Then it wasn't... Also, it was a galleon, so unlike you, who could sail all the way into the dock, the galleon itself was anchored in harbor. So it's further out and has already begun to sail. Yeah. And he gave me this. And he holds like a bag of coins in his hand. And this, and where he's drinking from the bottle, he kind of like holds it, drinks from it, looks sad, flips it upside down. I need another one.
Yeah, sure, you can buy yourself a bunch of them. I'll turn back.
And he just falls over onto the ground in front of you.
Unconscious?
You can't quite tell.
Oh, I grab his bag.
He doesn't.
No, he's most probably dead.
It's a very heavy bag of coin.
Cool.
About 5 guild worth of coin.
But like in small change.
No, in big gold coin.
Okay, so it's 5 guild, like 5 pieces in it. I'll take one and I'll look at Steve. And I'll hold up the guild.
Okay.
You get this if you never ever lie to me ever again.
And you see him like there's the calculating moment in his eyes. Fuck. Fair.
Here's how it's gonna work. Here's your guild. If I ever catch you lying, or if I ever hear that you've lied to me,
Only to you, right?
only to me,
Fair.
you get marooned. And believe
Fair.
me, no one's gonna know what happened to you.
Can you teach me how to use the stabby things in your arms?
Give me some time to get over the lies you've told me first.
That's fair. And he kind of like snatches the coin from your hand, flips it through his fingers a few times, bites it, and it disappears on his person.
And I has 7 gil. I need to open up the book. Because I might do a thing before I get back to the ship.
Alright.
But you can shift it, yeah.
While you figure out that, the camera's going to pan to Isaac. What is Isaac doing while Corinne is diligently burning all of her ex's shit on the deck?
Isaac would like to go talk to the captain.
Let's just say you never left the captain's quarters after everyone else did.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. I was going to ask him to stay anyway, so this works out.
Captain, I have 2 things to discuss.
All right. That's fine. I have something to talk to you about, so after you.
Well and good. So, Corinne, yes, she got rid of the one bad guy, but she also just said that there was another one talking to her. Yeah. And secondly, would you like to have dinner with me tonight?
God. Big drink. Okay. 2 things.
You only said one.
Part 1 of your thing. Corinne, or whoever this new thing is with Corinne, seems like I'm not gonna put the cart before the horse. This new voice might be what we need. And maybe Corinne needs a rebound spirit for her spirits thing. There are better ways to spend your time as a rebound. Part 2. Where is this? What's happening?
Happening where?
Why do you want to have dinner with me, Isaac? Where is this coming from?
So there comes. Have I talked to you about pennies yet?
No. What about pennies?
Great. So it's my belief that everyone in their life is following pennies, yes? And
Yeah.
eventually leading to a bigger pile of pennies, yes?
Yeah, that's the pirate life, is it not?
Everyone's life, though.
Okay. Yeah.
So, as you're going along, you might think that certain trails are the right ones. So there's multiple trails, right?
Yes.
So you're going towards one, and then you realize that trail isn't the one you actually wanted, and then you just take a different one.
Sure. Yeah. That makes sense. Yeah.
So what I'm trying to say is, I would like to have a nice private dinner between the 2 of us. I respect you as a person, a leader, and someone who I've grown very fond of.
Oh. Is this you taking a different trail then?
Yes.
Huh. Well, then my offer is going to make a lot of sense. Come with me. And I'm going to take Isaac below decks to down to the brig where there is one Roland Fitzgerald.
Interesting.
You obviously have some relationship with this man that we've taken prisoner.
Hello, Roland.
Isaac.
Lieutenant Fitzjeffrey, you're awake. Great. You're going to hear about your fate. Isaac, what would you have me do with this man? We've fed him. We've kept him as comfortable. I don't make promises that people follow through on my orders, as you've seen. As you have well made a point of.
Yes. So, with the right thing to do would be to dispose of him. But, how about this? Roland, what would you do in our position? You're a pirate, and you have captured a member of the British Navy. High-ish ranking one. Sorry about your career. What would you do?
I am not a pirate. I'm a member of the Fitzgeoffrey family. I have a baronet in England.
Oh. Fitzgeoffrey seems to lack an imagination.
He's so difficult to work with.
I know.
I don't know. You're very easy to work with, Isaac.
Fitzgeoffrey, given that your life is on the line, what would you do in our situation? You're a prisoner. What would you do with you?
Well, if I had a prisoner of a noble house who had a career in His Majesty's Navy, I would ransom them or give them their parole, for that is what you do with those of our rank.
Yeah, see, that's not what we do here. See, that's the problem with you Navy types. You all care about rank. Getting higher and higher. So then, Isaac, that's... you do owe me 4 favors. You'd like to have dinner, privately, no less. Then I will make you this offer. Figure out what to do with our loyal ladder climber here. And I'll accept your proposal for dinner.
All right, Roland, I have a series of questions for you. If we let you go and or ransom or anything, will you keep quiet about who we are, pirates and etc.?
He doesn't answer. He just stares at you.
Look, set your measly pride aside. Just take it and just...
I have a job. I would not speak to you of you or the shame that you have brought upon my family.
Wow.
The man knows nothing of shame brought upon one's family, let's say that much.
Roland, like, we've had our differences. Clearly, you've still in the Navy, and I'm pretty disgraced by it. I'm trying to throw you a fucking bone here, mate. Come on.
Roll me parlay.
What is that? Is that polish?
I believe it is.
But you can use a rank with the captain if you need the bond to help you with that role.
No, this is just gonna be straight,
I mean,
straight
this
Isaac.
this is on Fitzgeoffrey's more than anything.
Yeah.
That is
This
true.
is on him. This is the second. Okay.
He will promise to not say anything, and he will agree to what you say.
All right, let's shake on it. You man of your word.
He shakes on it.
Here's what's going to go down, Mr. Fitzgeoffrey. Just make up some other pirate crew that captured you that wasn't us, and they went somewhere else.
Fine.
Great. See, you're a prisoner of war. You'll be back in no time. You know, sailing ships and following orders and all that. Savvy?
Fine.
And I don't know, maybe we'll you got to stay in here for a little bit because it's kind of a heyday out there a little bit. Gods everywhere. So you'll stay in here till we get to, I don't know, another city. You'll. That's on a need to know basis.
Oh, are we dropping him? We're not dropping him here. You want to drop him where our next
You
destination
want
is?
to drop him out there? There's all the gods and stuff running about.
That's true. We'll drop you in the next city, Roland. You will have your freedom.
For your
He
silence.
just kind of sighs and sits back on like the stool that's in this brig.
I'll remember to feed you.
Oh, you're the one that's supposed to be feeding him.
I mean,
All right.
I didn't know it was me, but anyway.
No, typically not. Typically, that's a shared crew duty to see to prisoners' needs. But Lieutenant Fitzjeffrey, no need to worry. We will, as I've heard it say, remember you. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a ship to wrangle, a port to leave, and apparently a dinner to prepare for. She's just gonna point at Isaac and be like, I suppose I shall see you later on this evening.
Aye, Captain.
So we see the camera pulls back. The crew has made ready. Nathaniel and Steve are back on the ship. Corinne is actively burning things. The ship is pulling away from the dock. You realize that a couple other ships have been pulling away from the dock. A number of them have left. You are setting sail for Tortuga. So you are headed to Tortuga. And that's what we'll pick up again next week for the season finale.
We're gonna have a duel.
I hope it's just a duel.
Oh no, I'm thinking of like fighting completely unfair.
Oh, I mean, it's going to
Oh.
be that. I mean, he is 100% going to like
Yeah,
bring everything.
Pirates.
Yeah.
It's
we're pirates.
Yeah.
You've got your crew behind you, baby. It'll be fine.
I mean,
like, oh, you have no honor and shit. Yeah, but once you're dead, I'm the one gonna be telling the story.
that is 100% a means to get you there. It's going to be magic shit, like from like.
History is told by the victors.
History has its eyes on you for our second Hamilton reference of the day.
On that note, thank you to everyone who stopped by. Thank you to all of you who donated, who hung out in chat, who followed. Thank you to all of you watching on YouTube. Thank you to our sponsors, Mage and Press, Found Familiar. Thank you to Roll20. Thank you to our partners, Level Up Dice, and thank you to all of you, cast and crew, for coming for this penultimate episode. Let's go around the table. If you have anything to plug, go right ahead. We'll do the same order as we did the intros, so we'll begin with Quentin.
All right. Next Saturday, final episode. Super hype. Going to be a very, very skullduggery duel going on. But other than that, I got nothing. I do like lame IRL stuff, like work and stuff, so it's super lame. But I know most of these people around me, they do super cool stuff on the internet. Like even Alyssa Xander Slamilton, follow her, posts on Twitter all the time. It's great fun. Like and comment all her stuff. And then everybody watch on YouTube. I don't know, leave a comment. Like, who's your favorite character? Who's your least favorite character? Should I have killed Roland? Who knows? Like, do all that. So, good on you, everyone.
Well, thank you for coming. Alyssa.
This is the energy I want to close out this penultimate episode with. Yes, you can follow me at Xander Slamilton. I am here lurking occasionally for things that happen on this channel. I am on Twitter all over the place. It is a big week at work. It is NPR coordinated fundraising week. If you're in the US and you like public radio, I don't know, support your local public radio stations. They're the ones that make everything possible. More importantly, follow all of these lovely people. I am here on Saturdays, and that's it for now. Thank you, everybody. I love playing with you guys so much. Thank you for always being the shining light I need when everything else is not as shiny. So thank you. Thank you.
Shauna, you're next.
Already on the penultimate one, but I'm gonna miss everybody playing. Miss this group of pirates, and Kern wasn't killed or kicked off things, so A+ for. Hopefully she can make up. So we'll see that. You can catch me flying service on Twitter, where I have art and the games that I play throughout the week, including. Next thing you'll actually see me is on Monday on Encounter Roleplay, where it is the Crownlands penultimate episode. Things are out, lightly say bad. We're been affected by witches. There is political stuff happening that is bad, and you know what? Nothing bad ever happens in Game of Thrones second to last episode. I'll just say that we should be fine. It'll be good. Just no sweat. All happy.
All right. And Deirdre.
Well, I'm glad everyone's enjoying it. And next week is the finale. We'll see what happens. All of these plots have been building since the very, very first session 0, where I have been building things in. And I cannot wait to see what all the consequences are. I will say, you got out of Port Royal before Nathaniel was arrested. I was happy coincidence. That was y'all very, very lucky.
Well, I mean, I was arrested, just not for the same reason.
Yeah, let me phrase that. Until you were arrested by the bishop who wants you to, die horribly. So there's that. But other than that, you can find me back here Monday for some Castle Falkenstein fun times and hashtag team flirting and drinking. We need both of those in our game, and it's a lot of fun. And then you can find me on Wednesday over on Laugh Love Lindy's channel for the season finale of Witcher Family of Wraiths. And I just want you to know that while Dusa was a badass last week, and A, tamed a griffin long enough to ride it, and B, one-shotted a banshee, there's now a thing that is being described as a giant Kikimora queen, the size of a small hill, with a banshee on its head. I don't like this, but you should come see what happens on Wednesday over on Laugh Love Lindy's channel. And other than that,
scary.
It's a little scary. I know what he's using from the Witcher Bestiary book to build as the stats for this giant thing. I know what this is. And my mage is like, nope. There are 4 Witchers for that job, That's their fault. But as for me, you can find me online at Deirdre Online on Twitter, or Pexgoroth as Neophoria as you see me around on Twitch. And you should pay attention because there might be things that are being posted on Twitter about new things that will be happening. So keep your eyes out. And other than that, I love you all. I love the story that we get to tell, and thank you for indulging me.
All right, everyone. We will see you on Monday for Castle Falkenstein. And check out, if you're interested, check out our Patreon at patreon.com/wanderingdm. We are going to have a very special workshop this month. If you are interested, it's all about communication and how to talk to your players, which is something we often talk about in TTRPGs, but we rarely actually know how to do it. So we're going to have that. We're going to have a brand new encounter of the month this month. And the polls for all of that are going live this weekend. And also, as it was announced yesterday, we're also going to have a new reward for patrons, which are animated maps that I am making with Domil's Wondrous Works. So you might want to check all of that out if you're interested. On that note, Thanks for coming, everyone. We will see you again next week for our finale. Bye-bye.